Hey guys, and welcome to a new Dungeon Defenders 2 video. I'm your host MrPeter, and let me show you the Infinite Madness strategy. The main ability we're going to be using is Call to Madness. You deploy a zone that inflicts madness to the enemy and they start attacking each other. It's a very strong ability and we want to enhance it, so let's check out what we need to improve it. To do this strategy we need 7 shards and 1 mod, but first we need a fast shooting weapon that fires multiple projectiles. It doesn't matter what build you have, as you can see I use campaign gear. It's actually suggested to go either tank or hero damage, but that's for another time. Starting on the helmet we have Inspiration, reduces the cooldown of your abilities by 52%. The default cooldown of Call to Madness is 20 seconds long, however with Inspiration it cuts it down to 10 seconds, which is fantastic. The shorter the better. You can find the shard in Chaos 2. And lastly we have Serpent Appeasement, increases appeasement gain by 380%. Basically mana sustain. We're going to spam Call to Madness as much as we can so the mana sustain is needed. You can find the shard in Chaos 2. On the chest we only have 1 shard, which is Tempered Anger. Mystic loses appeasement 52% slower and take 100% less appeasement damage when at 0 appeasement. Again, it's another mana sustain shard. Trust me, you'll definitely need it. It's a Chaos 8 shard. You can find the shard in Onslaught or from the shard shop. On the gloves we have Debilitating Madness. Call to Madness increased the target's damage taken by 66%. This is a huge buff to us as we and the towers can do extra damage to anyone who is inflicted by madness. Really good stuff. You can find the shard in Chaos 5. Lastly we have Serpent's Kiss. Secondary attacks inflict poison on the enemies, dealing 250% of hero health as damage per second. The word poison is a misprint. It actually does earth damage. This is why on my weapon I have poison. Both together will allow me to petrify enemies. Really good stuff. You can find the shard in Chaos 7. On the weapon we have Inspiring Strikes. Hero attacks reduce the cooldown of your abilities by 0.5 seconds. This shard is crucial to this strategy. Because we have a fast shooting weapon with lots of projectiles, we can quickly reduce the cooldown of madness so we can use it again. Really important, and you'll see why it's important later on. You can find the shard in Chaos 4. Lastly we have Madness Embrace, increases Call to Madness duration by 9.5 seconds. With this shard, Call to Madness can last up to 15 seconds, which is fantastic. This shard combined with Inspiring Strikes will allow us to have multiple madness on the field. Again, you'll see why soon. You can find the shard in Chaos 5. I know this is a lot to take in, so everything is written in the description below. Now we know what shards and mod to use, let's check out the strategy on a higher floor. Welcome back guys, I'm on floor 651. Before we start, just to show you guys, I am using campaign gear for the Mystic. It really doesn't matter what build you have, it's the shards that make the strategy work. I'm on the throne room and we have a typical difficult lane, Headstrong Frosty. All you need to do is slap down Call to Madness, use your secondary to lower your cooldown. Once your ability is off cooldown, drop it again. That's it, it's really simple. Anyone can do it, and the best part of it is that these guys can't do anything about it. They can't progress forward, they're forced to fight each other until their ability is over. But with the shards that I'm using, that's never going to happen. We're going to constantly drop this ability over and over again. Basically, they're stuck in an infinite loop of madness. What's great about this ability is that I can have multiple madness down. I can go to this lane and drop madness. And drop madness. And now I have 2 madness on the field, so I'm defending 2 lanes using 1 ability. Really good stuff. This is all thanks to the shard Madness Embrace, adding an additional 9.5 seconds to its duration. So in total it's about 15 seconds of madness. That's plenty of time for us to put multiple madness down. When you play as the Mystic, remember to keep your distance, play safe by shooting from range, and whenever your ability is up, try to deploy it either on your defense or just behind it so they're fine on top of your defense. Let your defense wave clear while you control the lane. That's an example of self-petrifying. We can petrify enemies now because of Serpent Kiss and the Poison mod. Remember, Serpent Kiss does earth damage, not poison. A lot of people don't know this unless you've experimented with Serpent Kiss. At least you guys know now. It's a great tool to have, it gives you that extra control for that lane. It's also great against flyers. Great is an understatement, it's fantastic against flyers. If you have the Petrify Sky Gods, you know what happens to them. They drop from the sky and land either on the ground or a dead zone. And if they do land on the ground, you can madness them, making them fight each other. You're basically gonna have a good time. That's wave 1 done and dusted. That was quick. Where's the boss? Okay, over there. And if I remember, the lava guardian came through over here. A few upgrades should do it. Let's talk about the shards, starting with Inspiring Strike. Inspiring Strikes is the true engine behind the strategy. Every time I attack, whether it's my secondary or primary, I reduce the cooldown of my ability. You can see this at the bottom left of the screen. It goes down really fast, and if you have the mod Frostfire, the cooldown goes down insanely faster. Whenever you guys get the chance, check out the timer whenever Frostfire gets procced. It's so fake. Like, it's dropping my cooldown, my ability, and wave clearing. How efficient can you get? Mod of the year, boys. It's also good to have a fast shooting weapon with lots of projectiles. The faster you shoot, the quicker we can use the ability again. Also, shout out to Inspiration, it reduces the base cooldown by 52%. The default cooldown for Call to Madness is 20 seconds, but with Inspiration it's now 10 seconds. That helps us deploy even more madness in the field. Really good stuff. It's kind of crazy to think one ability can completely stop a lane from functioning with little to no effort. How convenient. You see how much control I have over these guys? They can't even push forward. It just seems unfair. If you're wondering if madness affects mini bosses, the answer is yes, they do. It's actually really important to apply madness to them, as you can make the little guys fight the boss for you. It's even better if you have debilitating madness. Anyone who is inflicted with madness takes increased damage. The towers are doing extra damage, I'm doing extra damage, the enemies are probably doing extra damage. Either way, lots of pros with no negatives. Anything that can help fight against the bosses is a big positive to me. You see, with this strategy, you can pressure 2 lanes at once. Really good stuff. Frostfire doing its chaotic explosions. You can combine Frostfire with Drenching Strikes, another layer of CC, as together they freeze the enemy. Currently I don't have Drenching Strikes on, I have Burning Strikes, but you can alternate between the two. Same lane but with a Lady Orc. Another cool thing about Call to Madness is when you switch heroes, Call to Madness is still active, just like the Dryad's mushrooms. So if I switch to my monk, you can see the ability is still active. Really helpful. It gives you options. Well, this is awkward. You know, it's actually okay if you die. The duration of madness is quite long. You'll have enough time to come back. Yeah, you have options. You can play as the Initiate and buff your defense. You can play as the Dryad and add more mushrooms for more CC. You have tons of options. Just find the one you're comfortable with. Damn, she got one tap. That's debilitating madness. That increase of damage, beautiful. She had about 800 million health, gone in one moment. Insane. Although I did upgrade the lane. Nah, that's right, I'm just gonna give credit to the shard. But yeah, you can see how easy it is with this strategy. It's just constant madness. Trust me, this floor is hard, but with the mystic and the strategy, it becomes easy. And I'm playing by myself, so imagine if I had a 4-man squad, all playing as the mystic, defending a lane each. Easy win. Easy win. If you guys want to push higher in Onslaught, definitely invest in the mystic. She's a decent hero with a very powerful strategy. I honestly don't know what they can do. They're forced to fight each other. To the death as well. It's so stupid. Ooh, Tuskar, definitely gonna upgrade this lane. And Dreadbone's down here. I believe every lane is upgraded, so that's good. I think I should talk about the Mystics buffs. Whenever you pick up the orbs from the floor, you feed the Serpent God and it rewards you with buffs. The first buff is Lifesteal. Whenever you auto attack, you gain a small percentage of health back. The second one is Inspiring Strikes. You passively reduce the cooldown of your spells. You may wonder, why have the Shard Inspiring Strikes when you have the buff? Both of them stack. How convenient. The third one is Increased Tower Stats. Unfortunately, only the Mystic Towers get the buff, not the other towers. Just give me a second, I see a dot on the map and I believe that's Lava Guardian. How did you get through? The lane's been upgraded. Very sus indeed. See, that's a good thing about Court of Madness being active when I'm not playing as the Mystic. It allowed me to hold the wave whilst killing that one enemy who got through. If it didn't function like this, the whole wave would have made it through because it's a headstrong lane, and I could have easily lost there, so thank goodness to Court of Madness. Like what I was saying, the last buff is the ultimate buff. When you get max Appeasement, you gain hero stats, which is hero damage and ability power, and you also get increased movement speed. The increased movement speed is amazing. It's such a great tool to have. However, these buffs don't last forever. Eventually the Serpent God takes your buffs away, and a small portion of your resource bar, so you have to constantly feed it to please it. And that's why we have the shards Serpent Appeasement and Tempered Anger. Both shards help on sustaining our resources, so the better the resource sustain, the more times we can continuously have the buffs and continuously drop madness. I haven't had any mana issues with her, so I guess the shards are working. That's a 1 billion health Tuskar. Remember, I'm in campaign gear, so I'm not dishing out any damage. That's all my towers work, and Debilitating Madness allowing my towers to deal extra damage. Alright, it's the last wave, so far so good. I know where the bosses are, let me just upgrade this lane and we're good to go. Sorry for the weird cut, my controller died. I really need to invest into a computer, but that's for another time. The more I use this ability, the more I think how busted it is. This ability kind of reminds me of the old self-petrifying Sandfire tower that was nerfed many years ago. For those of you who don't know, the old petrified mechanic used to make the enemies attack the petrified enemy. That caused a stupid amount of traffic. To fix this problem, they nerfed Petrify and gutted all the towers that could self-petrify. Now the question is, will they do the same to this ability? The old Petrify had no counterplay. Does this ability have counterplay? Not really. The two things that can counter this ability are Siege Rollers and Control Bird lanes. Siege Rollers don't get affected by madness and Control Bird lanes can't damage each other. But as a gamer, you can adapt to this by re-rolling a siege roll lane, because who wants to do a siege roll lane, and using a poison nut tower for the control burn lane. So technically this ability has no counterplay. I don't expect it to be nerfed anytime soon, but I do expect a nerf. Whenever the devs decide to touch this game again, I expect this to be in the balance changes, but that's sometime in the future. So right now, abuse this strategy as much as you can. It's a great strategy, and like I said earlier, it's better if you have a team. That's the second time I've done that today. I really need to stop doing that. But that ogre seems like he's gonna die, so worth? Be careful around frost quibblies, they hit hard. The same thing with hex throwers, you don't want to get hit by them, it's just going to cause a lot of problems. Try to deploy madness behind your reflect beam so you're protected by any projectiles attacking you. Not many enemies left, let's just clean this up and end this video. That'll be the Infinite Madness strategy, very simple and very easy to do. It's a very powerful strategy, but only with the right shards, the right mod, and a fast shooting weapon. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, destroy that like button, that's going to help out a lot. And subscribe for more DD2 content. I've got a lot of videos to do, so I'll see you soon. Take care guys.